Good evening and salutations, our soap opera fans. So, I got a special guest up in the building, a legend, the godfather, pretty much, the man who has taught me, got me started doing these live streams. The one and only Mr. James Lott Jr. How are you doing?
Thank you, thank you. I am a legend, and I'm happy to be here. No, I'm happy to be here, Mr. Albert Bostic. I'm happy to be here. Hi, everybody who's watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because we don't do this for our health. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and watch the shit that you're doing. That's how we work it out. Super
Yes.
chat, whatever. While we're here, do what you need to do. Give them some stuff. That's what we're here for. But I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you for joining. And like us, I always sit there and say, when we first started, came on your channel, and we just didn't get along because of our zodiac signs or whatever. But I always sit there and realize, like, at the end of the day, we can always disagree on certain things, but we can also learn from each other at the same time. That's why you've been a big part of my channel, just been a mentor. So I just want to sit there and thank you again, give you your flowers, well-deserved flowers.
Thank you. I will take them. No, my thing is, it isn't that serious, right? It's like in the long scheme of things, it's not that serious. It's like we're all here, talk about ourselves. We all have our ideas. We all have our opinions. That's all it is, And it's just kind of like, but I like to support Black people. I'm rooting for everybody Black, so I'm supporting you in that too because we don't do enough of that either. So I'm all for that too.
I appreciate that. And Jenna says hi, my two favorite YouTubers.
Hello,
Janet
I see George, I see Laura, I see Janet, all you guys. I see you all. Hello, everybody.
So as Victor Oysterson says, how the hell are you, James?
He always says that's my buddy. I love my Eric Braden. He's the bomb.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, I am hanging in there. I've been going through a lot the last year and a half. We talked about it a little bit last time I was on the show. I lost my stepdad, almost lost my mom, so now I'm her caregiver. Hi, at the bank. Hello, everybody. Her caregiver. I'm taking care of 2 households, 2 businesses. Watching her. I have my grandson had issues. I'm helping him out. So I'm like fully. They call it the sandwich generation. I'm sandwiched between aging parents, adult children and grandchildren, and then me, all mixed in there somewhere. So it's been a very tough time for me. But I just came back from Vegas, my first vacation in 2 years, and had the best time. So I'm feeling tired, but yet good at the moment.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's just something else I noticed that we both are juniors though too. My dad, I have the same name as my dad as well.
Oh, funny. So you're not a third, obviously. You didn't get a third.
No, just a second.
That's all right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a junior, and I always talk about that. I every time I meet another junior, I ask them what does it mean to them. Some say nothing. Others say it means a lot. It's a whole thing because we're named after someone. And so you come into the world having to live up to that already. It's already father-son stuff already going on. But then you have, I'm James Lott Jr. My father is a big figure in his field. He worked in politics and stuff. So he's in the papers here in LA. He's on television just like I am. And we look nothing alike. But just like that's why I look like my mother, as everybody knows, so just like her. But he's on TV too. I'm on TV. We know similar people. We don't have a relationship. I've been very clear about that. We have no relationship. And so it's just so I have all that, but I get to have his name. And I like my name, and I just chose. I kept saying to myself, I'm going to make something out of this name in spite of who it's from.
Yeah. I mean, I do. It's sad that you don't have a relationship that a father and son should have. And I kind of feel bad because, like, actually, I do have a good relationship with my dad. Sometimes he's actually in the chat every now and then. But yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I don't have like something to live up to. Like, my dad is a very great man or whatever, but I never felt pressured to try to live up to his namesake, if that makes sense.
It's so for me, I'm Gen X. So folks, I had a birthday a few months ago. I'm 55 years old. And my generation, I see Meek, I see Cherry Ice Cream, I see everybody. People ask you questions. I love how full is in here. You hit the like button, folks. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
it's in there. No, I come from, like you do, we come from a strong background. We come from a strong lineage of people. Our ancestors fought, they were brought here, many of them. And then, but they fought, they went through a lot, and they're still here. And we come from strong stock. So I look at it as my father has his own issues why we can't be together as father and son. I was the father I didn't have to my kids, so I reversed it. I broke the cycle for me and my grandkids. I'm close to both sets. So I look at it as we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot of something that go on with black men, and I forgive him. I totally forgive him for whatever. I don't hold anything against him. I let him know that. And I had to forgive myself. It's kind of like because I wanted a relationship with him. I tried. We just didn't work out. So if I ever run into him or see him, I'll say hi to him. I'm not holding anything in my heart like that. But there is a loss. There is a loss to, as a black man, the stereotype of having a black father. So that's just kind of, I have to live that. But I try to do what I didn't have for myself, for my kids.
Okay. Now, since we talked last, always seems like you're getting in trouble, whatever. What's good?
Okay.
Queen of the South and Freddie. And, I've read one of the comments. You did a video talking about that one person that just went off on you. I mean, I don't know what you did to that person.
I don't either. I don't either.
But, it is a great jumping point because, first of all, how do you deal with that stuff? Like, how do you deal with those negative comments and stuff like that? How do you do that mentally?
At first you're like, oh my goodness. And you're like shocked because it's happened for so long that I tried not to even read the comments a lot of times because you're told don't read the comments. But a lot of people are super nice to me. There are a lot of folks out there who are really nice or just want to have a talk. They share their experience. I agree with you. They'll share their experience and they share it in a way that's just sharing, not like attacking and sharing. And I like that. I love talking. I don't mind talking about stuff. And I always say 10 folks can watch the same show and see 10 different shows. Right? How you guys in the chat? Hello, everybody. And it hurts at first. You hear it, you go, what? Depending on what they say. And and the last couple of months, I've been very much. I call myself an instigator. I'm a stirrer. I am. I talk about everything and everything. Nothing's off limits. I don't censor myself, and neither do my co-hosts. We don't censor ourselves. And so my thing is, I know that if I speak my mind, or if my co-host says something, like my boy Walker, people love Walker. He tell the truth. When he says stuff, you know that people are going to respond. So I know there might be some negative response. I'm not that naive. Like if I say I hate Carly, everybody's going to call you. I know people are going to come and say you hate Carly. Fuck you. I know that already. So I know that. Hi, Crystal. But it hurts at first, and then you learn. Margaret Cho told me this, actually, of all people, the famous comedian. It's low-hanging fruit. When they attack you, it's just low-hanging fruit. These people wouldn't say these things to your face. They wouldn't do it in person. Like it's for some reason they want to bring you down. For some reason, they have their own mental stuff. So I just try to remember that. So when someone goes on, calls me old and tired, and accuses me of stuff that I know is not true, I go, well, it hurts at first. I go, oh, okay, you don't want to see it. But I've learned to either clap back nicely or clap back or not at all. I start blocking or muting, and I just do it and I let it go. I've been doing this for so long. I've had death threats, as you know. I've had all kinds of things over the years.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's very sad. We're in this culture. I'm choosing to be in the public eye and be a commenter. That's what we do. We talk about everything. So I just know that's part and parcel of this. I don't like it. I think it's rude. I would never. If I don't like something, I move on. I would never attack a person. And for some of these people, they'll say things to me, and I'm like, so that's how you view me? So now, in a way, I know how you view me. If that's how you view me, then you're not a fan of mine. And I was saying this, and this particular thing I talked about, folks at home, was about the whole daytime Emmy situation. I spoke out on it and the whole thing.
Yep.
And 95% of people, including my own colleagues in my business, were on my side. So that was so those comments were very like, okay, very affirming. Okay, it was kind of good. But it was literally the 3%. And they were all black men, mind you. I know each person who did it were black men. I felt sad. I felt like, again, I support black folks. We can't even support each other. Like, you felt the need to tear me down or accuse me of stuff and not come to my side or to say, I'm really sorry it happened to you. You know, like, what's next? Like, it was just like, no, we're going to. Another person in DM told me, went off on me like, you talk shit about the soaps. I'm like, I don't think I talk shit about the soaps. But it was just like, it was because there was 3 black men, Albert. I just like, my colleagues were on my side. I mean, everybody was supportive and like, but no, these three or 4 black men all went off on me and just
I thought it was just one. I just saw one. I just saw one comment.
There was one comment underneath the video, but no, I got DMs.
Oh.
And in my lives, I do lives in the morning. And one of my lives, there's one person in my live who just continually needles at me all the time. And so I stopped talking. I just said, I'm not going to block him. I just stopped talking to him. I said, I refuse to acknowledge him in one of the lives. And he goes away. He retracts his comments and goes away. So, but no, a couple of them were DMs. That person knows who he is. If he watches your show, he knows who he is. And I just blocked him and stopped talking to him. And I know he's trying to talk to me since, but I'm ignoring it. I'm like, you showed your ass to me and how you feel about it. So why would I want to talk to you? If you don't believe in what I'm doing, if you think that I'm this kind of person, then feel that way over there. Because I'm not going to bring it into my life.
No, that's a good way of looking at it. That's a good way of looking at it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, when you do this, that just comes with the territory. It's unfortunate, but it comes with the territory. And so like after a while, like you said, it's like in the beginning, it's like, well, god damn, kind of hurt my feelings there, buddy. But then after a while, it just becomes another Tuesday for me. And it's just like, also, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, I've had people sit there and say negative things in other people's chats. And for me, I kind of like that a little bit because it's just like, well, goddamn, I must have bothered you so much. My power was so great that you're going to somebody else's chat to talk about me.
Yep.
That's amazing. I love it.
I got in your head somehow, which is sad. You think about it, it's sad. But my thing is, if you don't like my hosting or my hosting style, that's totally okay. If you don't like what I say, that's totally okay. But I just don't get the whole thing of attacking me about it. It's like, just, I don't get it's a show. I'm not even on the show, and I'm just like, oh, thank you guys. Thank you. I love the next show too. Sorry, about the neighbors. I do the neighbors show now. I have an episode coming out this week. But no, I'm like, I work very hard. I'm busy. And most of the time I'm in this, I'm hardly on Twitter anymore. I just post on there or X, Twix, whatever you want to call it. It's gotten so bad on there. I'm watching all the others fighting. I when last time you were on Twitter, they are attacking each other's mamas. They're going to town over a character. They're calling all kinds of names. They're screenshotting things. I'm like, that's a lot. I don't have time for none of that stuff. I'm busy. I got things to do. I don't have time to sit on there and all day long go back and forth over a character. I just or a storyline. I just don't do it. But these folks, they go to town and they're mean. Like mean to each other, like mean. I'm like, wow. I don't care that much, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different though, because like, as somebody who does this stuff, we have a certain level of objectivity. So we don't just go into it our emotions. We'll look at it and be like, well, this sucks, but we have to sit and explain why. So we're not all emotional about certain things. But I always do believe that even if you disagree with somebody, there's a way you can sit and be like, well, James, I saw your video and I didn't agree with you about this, or, you have fair points about that. But people will come in your comment section and act like you're not human. They act like, oh, well, you're I'm not gonna sit there and say celebrity, but like you're a content creator. You're used to that. So it's just it is what it is. It's like, did you know what I actually had to sit there and do before I started recording and coming on live? And this is what I'm graded to. It's almost like you act like I was not human in the first place. I think that's where um
Here's the thing, Albert. You know, we come on. It's fun for us. It's chicks and girls for us. We're having a good time. It's fun.
yeah.
You have your ramen or whatever, your ice cream, whatever. You send me your thing. I'm in the morning eating my McDonald's or my donuts or my applesauce,
Well,
and
yeah.
we're just talking. We're talking, having a good time. The chat like is going off right now. I got 3 people just talking. I love it. It's like that's what I want. It's a give and take. We're having a conversation. When you treat people inhuman, that's where all bets are off. And I think that's where the sad. That's why I feel sad. I just feel I go, if anybody goes off on you that hard, like nothing Albert did is that like as only as that. Wait, it's not that serious. I guess to me it's just not that serious. I really don't. I don't think it's that serious. I mean, it's like again, we can talk about storyline. I see people have questions for you once you ask these questions stuff. I get it, but like we talk, I know I may have an opinion you don't like, but let's just debate about it or talk about it. But see, the thing is, besides talking about that, I talk about, I know you do sometimes too. I bring up race, I bring up age, I bring up colorism, I bring up LGBTQIA plus. I bring up a lot of stuff we don't want to talk about. And also, folks, let's all remember this. Fans are fickle. Because 2 years ago, people were screaming at me because I just said one statement. Why is Carly never seen? I said it 2 years ago. The fans went off on me, tarred and feathered me. 2 years later, what is on Twitter all the time? Why is Carly in every like? It made me laugh, but how fickle fans are anyway. It's like you said something 2 years ago, and they get mad at you, but then 2 years later, they're saying the same thing. And so it's like, but you went off. I think so. It's all ridiculous. It's all ridiculous.
Now, I'm going to jump up to another point, but Cherry Ice Cream asks, can you please ask James, what does he think about the Trina character? What should be written? What should the writers do with her?
Oh, here we go. We're already starting all right. Cherry ice. I love cherry ice cream, actually. I love me some cherry ice cream. I have some Haagen-Dazs cherry in my freezer, next to my bread. And everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Trina is such a hot button. You know this, Albert. It's a hot button.
Oh.
And I know you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Many of Spirit Nation are my friends. They like my takes a lot of times. They do. So shout out to them. My thing is, we're right in the middle right now of a writer regime change. So I'm just kind of sitting back and watching till we fully get to the Elizabeth Court stuff where it's fully her. Right now, we're still the Patrick Elizabeth stuff, which is going to end soon. So I'm not even sure what direction they're going, but they're showing more of her, folks. They're showing more of her. Looks like they're putting her with Gio. That's what it looks like, which is what they do with kids. They do that. They do. Yes, it's kind of like Spencer. I get it. Maybe that was done on purpose. But they're showing her that she had a scene with Sunny, which we never saw with Sunny. She's singing side to Ava because she heard Ava are friends. There's like, to me, they are actually showing more of her. I wish, and this is a wish of mine. I wish Taggart, my buddy, Real Answers on the show. I wish they dealt with the whole parent thing with that because they don't. Because the bigger question, folks, isn't Trina. Everybody's like Trina. It's that whole family. They've dismantled that whole family. I can't figure their last names. What their last names are. They dismantled that. They don't have to do with Curtis. They don't do with him. I mean, I liked his shirt off the other day. It's fine at the pool. But why is he doing a fitness thing? That's dumb. We see Portia occasionally. We never see them together as a family. Stella's on here and there. Hat Daddy's out. So, I mean, we don't really see them together as a family. And so I want more of, we should be asking that question, not just focusing on Trina. I think storylines come out of characters sometimes. And maybe and right now she's dealing with Ava as her best friend. We're seeing there's stuff happening there too. So I want to wait and see kind of where they're going before I make full things. So right now, I don't need to see her grieving all forever. She had a cute scene the other day with the book. I like that. So I don't want to see my girl on top. I think right now, she's not the main character on the show. She's not one of the big characters on the show. I'm sorry, kid, she's not. She's one of the secondary characters. But she can move up. They can totally move her up. But to me, the question is the whole family. What are they doing for the whole family? Which is not a lot, kids. That's my take.
That is an amazing take. You did. I guess I'm gonna have to sit there and have a couple more years before I can give such a very excellent.
Well, Albert, do you think what I said is kind of true though, right? They're not doing anything with the black folks. They're not doing anything with them, basically.
No, they're not. Cat Lady has one more question before I jump onto the next topic.
I love questions. Does he think Nina Jew will try? Well, here's what's so funny. I was laughing because I was like, is Will looking at you like a piece of meat? I wasn't sure the other day in the pool. I was like, what's going on here? For me, why the fuck not? I think it's soapy goodness. It's just soapy goodness. We need more soapy goodness. Why not? Why have Nina and it's a classic story. It's I'm thinking of All My Children with Tad, Marion, and Liza, and John, Jill, and Jack and Wynard, or Neil, Devon, and Hillary at first. I love it. Why not? It's crazy. Why not? Willow to me is one of the most boring characters in the face of daytime. Let's get her. I would have heard TJ do it back in the day. So I'm like, I've been trying to say TJ and Portia should do it. That was my whole thing. We need more love in the afternoon. We need more love in the afternoon. I think it's out of place. It's kind of weird, but I'm here for it.
Now, I'm going to ask one more question because Ron keeps asking this goddamn question, and then I do want to get to another point though.
Okay. Should Sheila old as fuck? How's she got a baby? Her older than I am. What a baby. She got like 20 kids out there already. Bring some of them back. That's the whole point. Bring them on the show. I mean, no, Sheila's too old. Sorry, folks. She's too old. Yeah, folks have babies at 60, I guess, in other countries, but no, there's no baby for her. No baby for her. No, and Kimberly Brown's my friend. I love her to pieces. That's my girl. No, nah. I don't think that's nah. Nah. No, I mean, no geriatric baby. No, we're not doing all that. Nah.
Now I want to sit there and go back to one of your most recent videos, right?
Yes.
I talked about this in the chat a little bit in my chat, which was a great topic about the Emmys and stuff like that. You don't have to really go fully into it, but the reason why it bothered me and a lot of stuff I agreed with was because one, you have been in the game for a while. Two, it like you said, I felt like, well, you felt like they need a little more transparency. And also, I mean, you're doing like you and Dishing Days and everyone else is also doing them a favor by taking your time, your resources, your money to go down there and interview these people. And I mean, I don't know how it works, but I don't sit there and think that y'all are getting paid for this. So it's like y'all are doing this out your own pocket. So it's like, why are they making it so difficult for you to do them a favor? That's my issue. That's my issue.
Yes, you can watch all my videos on it. I won't go to detail, but my whole thing was, and some things are racial. Not sure this one is for sure or not, but some are. But the fact that I saw the list and that every single person, every outlet who was a long-time outlet, was invited back except for me. So
Days?
They were there too.
Okay.
There were a couple of newer ones that came out last couple of years. They didn't get invited back, but they were newer. So now I understand that. They had a couple of newer people. The thing was, I wanted twice in a row, they dicked around with me, basically, when it came to this. And the issue just is why? It's a new PR firm that's handling it. And I was just like, I've been asking questions, and no questions have been answered to me. I got no questions. But you're sending me the senior vice president to talk to me. That means there's something going on. I still never got an answer. So I've been just both for both years. Never got answered. The first one, they course corrected late and whatever. And this way, never got an answer. I was invited to the other Emmys. Also, just is and so I realize it's a PR thing because I'm an Emmy voter. I'm an Emmy judge. I just got a thing today about the Children and Family Emmys. So I'm an Emmy judge. My shows, and contrary to a couple people's belief, my shows have what I do. My shows have nothing to do. I work with the networks. I'm now working with Amazon Freebie because somebody mentioned in chat I'm doing the Neighbors after show, and I'm doing all their press. And so I'm like, so to me, I ain't doing anything wrong that I know of. Now, if they were like, your press and an Emmy voter is a comment, then tell me that. Just say, I never got an answer. I asked for direct answers. I never got them. I got attitude and silence. And that's what I think is unprofessional. And so I decided, since I waited, I tried to handle it behind the scenes, try to handle the whole thing. And when it was all said and done, that's what I said. Well, now I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to give you guys an update. Here's what's going on. And so, again, I've been in business for all these years, almost 20 years doing this. It's just like, I just wonder why I was cut twice. I was cut. Like just when he looked at the list and just go, oh, no. And when I do all the soaps and all the actors know me and I have access to everybody. So that's what I'm saying. It's like there's the math ain't mathin'. And it's not because I run my mouth and because everybody on other shows run their mouths who are there. Daytime Confidential, who I'm friends with, they run their mouths. Dish of Days run. Everybody talks. We do our shows. It's what we do for a living. It's what we do for a living. So it's like I don't think it had anything to do with me and my shows. But maybe they didn't see my show as I don't know. Maybe as I don't know. It just I have no answer, and that's what makes it so tough. And that's why I said I'm done. I'm not applying for it next year. I'm done trying to get to the Emmys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. And, I look at it, you always need to talk about, I really do try hard to sit there and get these interviews. And I'm always sitting there thinking, he is doing y'all a favor. Like, in all reality, this is something I always sit there and repeat. The networks don't give a shit about your soaps. Yeah. This is something that you have said that multiple times. My whole thing is like, I don't understand why they make it so difficult for you to go out your way to try to do PR for their shows on their networks. You're not getting paid from the network to sit there and do this interview. So why are they making it so difficult for you to be doing them a favor? I feel like it should be a better relationship between the soap commentators or the influencers that talk about soaps and the networks, because soaps is still kind of a dying genre, and I don't understand. Is it just pride? I don't get that part. So
ego's involved. There are people with power in charge, and I just Tony and I deal with this all the time, being some of the few Black creators and producers and hosts of this business. Sometimes it's even harder for us because we don't fit a certain look or style. I'm not doing the news. I'm doing soap operas. I don't care about my backgrounds or all that stuff. My backgrounds are fine. Fuck you. They're fine. And they're me. It's my style. I don't give a fuck. So they don't watch. Turn to something else. But what I do is I give you conversation. My interviews, I would hold up any of my interviews against anybody else's. And the fact that the actors like it, the fact that the actors come back, I have returned people to come back. It's the fact that Eric Braeden comes to my shows and Michelle Stafford and Wally Kurth. We're talking big names in this business. When I call them up or something, they say, sure, let's win. And, I work with all the networks. So I'm like saying, it's insane to me. I feel like I should have a level of respect. Should just be there because I worked my way. I worked from scratch, folks, from scratch. So I've done the work, put in the dues. I just feel like it should be, Albert, it should be a hierarchy. It's like when you work in it, you go long. Like I give Brock TV his props. He's doing longer than I have. I have other podcasters on my shows. I've had you, 10-4GH. I had GH Sunday Shift on for the first time the other week. Mm-hmm. It's like we all been doing this for a while. It's like we all are doing this. I'm on everybody's side. Like, let's just talk about soaps. Let's have a good time.
And you're giving them free press. That's the biggest thing. you're giving the actors and the networks free press because you are talking about these shows. When I do my live streams and stuff like that, and I talk about Bold and the Beautiful, there may be some people that wouldn't normally watch the Bold and the Beautiful, but they want to be a part of the conversations. They start watching the Bold and the Beautiful. That's just the bottom line. So it's like, I shouldn't have to sit there and work so hard to try to get recognized by the network. The network should be like, oh wow, obviously if they're doing us a favor, we got a couple more views, a couple more people watching the Bold and the Beautiful because I'm talking about Sheila, or maybe Sheila having a goddamn baby. I don't know, but the point is, we're talking about it. So we're kind of giving you free press at this point.
My
Uh,
four, my four Taraya videos, which Taraya folks is Young and Restless, Mariah and Tessa, the lesbian couple, combined have done over 100,000 views on my channel. Young and Restless came to me and was like, tell us what's going on. I'm like, the fans love them. The fan base loves them. They want to see more of them. And I told the fan base, Taraya's Tigers and all them, oh, they know you're fans now because you have tuned into my channel, to my interviews with Kate Fairbanks and Cameron Grimes. They know. So if they're not on that much, it's not because of us or you, because we've shown them you don't want to tune in. They have their own things going on. And I say, so you have to look at it that way. So, but I'm saying I have 100,000 views over 4 videos from that coupling. And that's a lot. I'm like, a lot of channels even have that in their channels, that much views. My first one has 70,000 views. 70. And people watch it over and over and over again. You and I, even you too, you and I, anybody, Rock TV, DC Sanctuary, Candace Mack, we are the conduit between the fans and the soaps. We are right there in the middle, and our job is to bring a community together, like you have right now, your chat, the community's together. We're talking about soap opera. They're asking you questions, they're listening, they're commenting. That's what we do. We get a guest on the show occasionally. You've had a guest on, you've had What's Homeboy on your show at a time. You're the conduit. You're the direct audience. We are the direct audience. So we should be treated as such, all of us, because we are the direct audience to your fan base. And some of the shows I work with, they know that. And that's why they're like, James, here you go. Or James, here you go. And going to the image situation, so I was always approved for everybody. They didn't approve everybody, but I was approved for everybody. So when you look at my videos in the past, I had like 50 videos from the Emmys because I got everybody. And I respect all the actors. They know who I am, and we have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of I don't want to sit there and say it's sore subject, whatever, but the reason why I bring it up is because when you did that video, I thought about that, and there was some stuff I agree with, there was some I disagree with, but the main point was you're doing the work, and they're getting the benefits in a sense of they're getting a new audience that they may not have actually gotten. So it's like you said, there should be a certain level of respect or a certain level of transparency. And you shouldn't have to sit there and work so hard and bend over backwards for a network that's not really giving you that same respect that you're doing because you generally are a fan of the show and you like to talk about the show. Yeah, we'll sit there and we'll joke here and there about characters or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's all love and stuff like that. We still talk about this stuff regardless. Now, just to kind of, bring it back a little bit, you be working hard. You be, if you're not doing YouTube, you're doing a podcast. How do you balance all that stuff out with work and regular life? How do you balance that?
I don't. And that's the number one question is how you do it all. So I always tell people, to answer your question, I am very organized. I'm a professional organizer by trade. I do have that business still. I do it several times a week, still with clients. I have clients. So I'm organized. So my days are very organized. I have them very organized. I have not found a balance. I'm tired most of the time. Half the time I'm like trying to catch all. Oh my God, I got shows. The other times it runs smoothly. There is I have no life basically. When I started to Vegas, so that was my first time for 3 days. I had a life. I got to go buck wild for a while. I have no man. I have nothing going on. So James sitting at home upset because I do want a balance. I want more personal life, but I'm also taking care of my mom, and that's just unpredictable. And if you guys are caregivers at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's just I don't have a balance. But the positive spin on this, I will say, because I love everything that I do. Every single thing I'm doing, whether it's life coaching, I have clients, organizing, I have clients, doing soaps, Star Wars, so I do also. If I talk about mental health, which I do also, science, I mean whatever I'm talking about, whether it's Hallmark Channel, those Hardys, I love you guys, all that. I love what I do. And I think that's the key, Albert, to all of this. Everything I'm doing is what I want to be doing. I wish I was doing it more on some level. The books I write, the music I put out, everything I do, everything I'm doing is exactly what. So I said when I was 40 years old, which was 15 years ago, Albert, I'm done doing jobs I don't want to do anymore. I made that declaration. I'm done. There were times that you probably understand this too. There were times I had to take jobs, certain jobs. I had to. Just my situation. I was raising kids in the situation. But I'm grown now. But no, at this point, I'm not going to do nothing I don't want to be doing. And I think that's what is the key to my work happiness. That every single thing that I try, every single thing that I'm working on, it's fun. My audio drama production, all that stuff. I love all of it. I'm not going to stop doing all of it. I'm going to continue. I love it. So for me, to be very honest with everybody, I don't have a balance, but I am organized when it comes to stuff. I make sure things get done. That's the best way to put it. I get things done.
Okay. It's one of those things where, if granted, you can love what you do, but you can also get burnt out by it. You can get burnt out by things even that you love. I sit there and I do these live streams 7 days a week, and I love doing them. And I can do them for an hour and a half to 2 hours to 3 hours, give or take, but it doesn't mean it's not going to burn me out. So I think it's important as content creators or whatever, to even if we love it, may want to sit there and just take one day, one chill day, and be like, okay, I'm going to do some work, but I may not do a live stream. I may not do a video because at the end of the day, your work will start to suffer.
I did
That's
zero
about
work
line.
this weekend. I did zero work this weekend. We got to Vegas Friday afternoon. No, Friday morning. Late Friday morning. And I came home yesterday. I did not check an email. I didn't do a live. I didn't record shit. I didn't do nothing. I took it because you're right. You have to. We take breaks. The soap's 24/7. We just go soap work is mostly what you have here. The point is, soaps are 52 weeks a year. It's about. They're all year round. We all take breaks. We all take breaks. There are times when we never show this weekend. I was like, take a break. Somebody wants to take a break. Tammy's going to be on for the next 2 weeks. Take a break. Sometimes you have to. So then when you come back, you're refreshed. You want to talk about it again. It's okay. And it's also okay not to turn everything into a business. I love gardening. That's just my fun stuff on the side. I love painting. That's just my stuff I do on the side. Like that's, I have sold some paintings, but it wasn't because I was trying to sell paintings. It's like, there's some things I just decide I'm not going to turn every single thing into a money-making venture. I want to keep some stuff for myself. So I agree with you. It's like, no, you just take breaks, kids. Take breaks. It is okay. Even if you like it, you can get burnt out.
Now, you've been on a platform for 10 or 12 years.
So I started doing this portion.
Yeah.
It's 9 years. It'll be 10 years next year, February.
Okay. You've seen it all. You've seen it all. You've seen the good, you've seen the bad, you've seen the ugly, and everything, right?
Yes.
So what would you sit there and say is the best part about being on YouTube, and what is the worst part about being on YouTube?
Well, the worst part is the comments sometimes. The best part is I just like it. I never thought I'd be on camera. I was always a radio person, a voice person. And before I started this, I had a radio show. So I was doing that. And I was an actor, so I did some TV stuff. But I never thought I'd be sitting here and talking. So for me, it's talking to the fans. and talk to my co-host. That is the most. I have a show called GLJ This Morning. Some of you guys in chat are there with me in the mornings. He comes through on his way to Starbucks. The album comes through.
Yeah, of course. You're not gonna sit there and listen to your voice.
Right, we go there. I love it. I love coming on for 3 hours in the morning and just talking. We talk about, as you know, we talk about everything from food to slavery to clothes, and we talk. It's just like, to me, I never thought I would have so much fun just yucking it up with people. And sometimes we have serious conversations. We talk about all kinds of people give me suggestions for things. I've created shows because someone was like, "You should try this." They're like, "That's a good idea," and I write stuff down. I've had special guests come through. Like, it's like this. I miss it when I can't do it. When my mother was sick and everything, I was so busy I couldn't do it for like 6 months. I missed it every single day. I couldn't come on, and I thought that's the best part is interacting with the fans and just talking to the people. I mean, I'm such a fan-based person. I think that's what, and my Zooms, my private Zooms are popular because of that, and because I think because we wouldn't be here if the fans weren't. If no one showed up to these shows, how many people in the chat right now? If the 40 people weren't here today, 40 people are here looking at us. 40 people. Those 40 people have other options. They do, Albert. There's a million options. You know, I got other options. I'm not sitting here talking to you. I can be watching something else. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many options out there that I'm humbled the fact that people go, I'm a Lottie, my fan base. I'm a Lottie. I want to watch your show. I can't wait to see it. I don't take it for granted. I think that's the best part of this business is that there are folks, we have our own sayings, we have our things we talk about. Through for me when I've needed it. I was in Catalina Island, broke. They came through and sent me money so I could actually get off the island last year.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember that. So it's like it was. I mean, my fan base is the best. I was saying a lot of these are the best. But I think that's the best part, Albert. I never even knew. Not even from the beginning. When I first started Audition Day, before it was just called Days of Our Lives After Show on AfterBuzz TV. The day, because I was a regular host, I would just come on every once in a while and fill in when Tony Moore wasn't there. So then when I wasn't there, I'd be in the chat room, like you guys. I'd be in the chat, and I some of the people's hosts. And I talked to the chat. That was the fun part. It was being fun in there, talking to them. It's like that's the part that is so wonderful. It's the fans. It is the fans. It is the fans. It is the fans. It is the fans. And Albert has a nice haircut. Yes, he does.
Thank you, Freddie. I appreciate that. Nice look like a human. But I did it just for you, though, James.
Oh, it's very nice. No, it's all lined up. We got to make sure everything's lined. My black man. Make sure it's lined up.
Yeah, of course.
And Freddie saw that. I got Freddie. But I think I love you guys too. I really do. I think the fans are the best part. I mean, they can be a good young nerve sometimes. Not yell at them. I don't know all the time. But for the most part, I am humbled by it because they have. They can literally look at anything else but us, Albert. Really, anybody else. And I laugh because I'm viral again right now because of this bread refrigerator video shit. But everybody's been so nice to me on that too. They're like, we love your voice. We love you. Like, it's just to me, it's overwhelming sometimes. And you and I come on here, we go, I'm gonna go on, do a show, and we don't know how it's gonna go. We don't know how it's gonna turn out. And we do it, we put it out there, it gets its views or whatever. But I think it's the interactions. And you do it live a lot of times like I do. Yeah. And I think you must like it also, right? You must like it.
I love it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, even on my dad's birthday, whatever, I took the day off or whatever. But even when I take a day off, unless I'm sick and I just take a day off, it's just like, it's so weird. It's so weird not to come on, to not come on at 8 o'clock and be like, okay, we're going to sit there and talk about this. We're going to talk about that. And yes, it's very humbling because I'm where I am because of my subscribers. There's times I've sat there and I've talked reckless, and it's the subscribers that have actually stayed with me and realized that I'm human to try to be a better person. And so, I'm always going to have gratitude for that. I've learned and grown so much because of the suggestions that people have actually gave me. So I'm here because of that. Mostly here because of too. you got me started doing these whole live streams. You know, I came on your live stream and I was like, oh wow. And also just seeing you just interact with people, I was like, you know, this actually kind of you look like you're having a lot of fun. So I started doing it, and then DC started doing it. So you pretty much just set a trend. And you're like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the fact that you started me on this path and DC on this path because of you?
It's weird because I've heard other people too. Same thing. They're like, James, I thought I was the young ingenue, but I'm an old hand apparently. So I have to accept my elder status apparently. I joke about that all the time, but no, it's humbling because I mean, like Amanda was one of my co-hosts. She started her show because of me, and then wrote me about it. That's how I met her because she was like, "Oh my God, I saw you do it." So I started the Born Beautiful podcast, and now she's on my shows with me. You know, like that. I brought Frank Moran in, at least Krisha Lyon, who was my former co-host, and I brought them into the fold. And they were doing Tammy Govea. I mean, they're all people that I taught them how to do this. Basically, we did this, so it's very humbling. First of all, because I'm like, how long have I been in this business? But it's always one of those things when you're the person who starts something, then it's like other people. You see other people go a little further. And that's kind of what I want. I want you guys. I see you have over 2,000 subscribers. I'm so happy. There are folks who don't even have that. There are folks who don't even have that. They've been on for a long time. And I think you took what I said to heart. You were like, okay, talk to the fans. You know, answer their questions, include them in stuff. Don't take shit from them. You know, you learn some of the things I teach in my classes about that.
Yeah.
And so we see it's working. Like you're my proof that what I'm saying can work. And others are doing it too. I'm saying find your own personality, of course, and do your own thing. But my basic tenets, you guys are kind of following, and I learned it from Tony. I learned that from it. It works, and yours works. You have personality. You have a following, Albert. That makes me happy because there's people want to talk soaps 24/7. I don't. So go over here to him, go over to them, go to that over there. Like there's a lot of choices. Please go to them. And, don't forget about me. But please go to other people too. I mean, like because you'll get different perspectives, and it won't be the same conversation over and over again. We're not all the same. So, but to hear that, it's very humbling. Like I said, you makes you feel old half the time too. Like I'm old. Everybody else is younger than me. They're newer. Crazy. But I love it.
But I mean, that's good though. You're doing this business and you're leaving a legacy of other people that's not there following after you. You know, I did it. DC's doing it. Kyrie's Clark, he's another one. You know, he's doing it big. I'm very happy for him. So you really started a trend, and that's something. No matter what people sit there and say, that's always going to be like, you know what, I did that. I did that.
You're right. There are certain truths that Tony Moore and I always talk about that. We came from AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV was a big network that started the after show. No one else was doing it the way we were doing it. There are folks talking about soaps here and there online, but like Brock TV was doing it first. Soap Party 401 was doing it, but they weren't doing it the way we were doing it. And we came up with a format that works. And so we brought it out there. And then after they closed down, we continued. So I'm glad that folks saw our format and said, I'm gonna try it too. We don't own the format. I didn't own it or anything. So it's like just something we did. And I'm glad that it's working because I think people like this format. They like it. And I think it's a lot of fun. And your fans are in here. You have 40 people in here watching on a Monday night after the holiday weekend. I have friends who get 4 people watching their lives. And they're like, what's going on? I'm like, here's the deal. I try to tell them, but this is what works for me. Then you can look at it works for him. Like you have 42 people watching right now. And I know
that's amazing.
I know some are here because of me. I know a little bit. But I've seen your lives. You have 34 people in your lives before. I've seen them. I mean, it's not far-fetched to see you. I've seen it before. So I think, so that's, and I see your numbers afterwards. They're good numbers. So I'm like, that's so people are watching your product. They want to know what Albert thinks. And that's what you want them to do. You want them to go, when something happens, you want them to go, what does Albert think? Or what does James Lott Jr. think? Like, you want them to think of you when something goes down. Certain things go down. You go, uh-oh. Well, I do I go, okay, this happened. Let me see what Albert thinks on it.
Yep. And it's funny too, because I do that with you as well, though. It's like if there's some sort of craziness going on, I'll sit there and be at work, and I'll sit there and just type in JLJ Media, And it's like, all right, he's already going to sit there and be on it. I want to sit there and
Know
hear his
me.
take.
Right.
Yep.
I try to get on the news, but I try to get on it fast as I can. But no, that's what you want. And that's what I was taught by someone was like, you want folks to go when they wake up, especially when they wake up. Okay, I want to see these 5 people. And that's what they do. They go to these 5 people. I have people I go to too that I look for certain things. So that's what you want. But no, you've done great. I mean, I've seen you grow. So I mean, I've seen a lot of you guys grow. And to me, there's no competition. It's all the same. We're all here. It's a huge fan base that we're not all getting either. We're not getting everybody. I have big
Yeah.
numbers, but I'm not getting everybody. So I mean, there's a fan base for all of us. I mean, there really is. There's enough for everybody.
And we, and a lot of times we do share a lot of subscribers. There was a lot of people that you picked out or whatever that was like, that's always in my chat, that's in your chat, that's going to be in Carice's chat later on tonight. That may be in Gabriel or
Yeah,
Dion's corner
my
chat.
buddy. Yes, my buddy. Yes, yes.
Yep. So I saw him yesterday. We were sitting there talking and everything
Oh,
like
nice.
that. That's another person.
I've known him for
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on my shows before back in the past. I like him, so he's been around for a while.
Yeah. And that's somebody else that I can clearly see that you have taught him the art of doing this. And there's an art of conversation with people. There's an art. There's a way to sit there and talk to people to get people in. There's a way to not really sit there and insult them and stuff like that. Joke, but
Yes.
not sit there and take it too far.
Yeah.
There's a skill with that, and that's something that takes time. I've seen you do it. I've seen other people do it. I've learned from you. So it's crazy. I don't think that sometimes when people curse us out or we'll sit there and say something about our character, or whatever, it's like, do you understand how much I had a hard day and yet I come on here, I take all these notes, all these goddamn notes for James and
Yeah,
everything
there you
like that.
go.
And
That's
it's
right.
like. But I think that
I got some.
sometimes when
I
people
got
come out of
notes
her
for you.
side,
I got notes.
it's like I don't think that some people that come at us sideways understand just how difficult it is, especially if we have something bad going on, and yet we have to sit there and kind of not shake it off, but be like still entertaining, you know?
People think, and it's true on some level, right? Anybody with a microphone and a camera can be up. Yeah, I get it. But
Mhm.
some of us produce our shows and actually take them seriously. As serious as we do. I just, I just think it's. You said something that's really smart, and that I also go by. We call our thing is called Shady Sunday. We've been doing it for 10 years. It's called Shady Sunday. Tony Wallace, and we say shady because shady's fun. We don't talk down to our audiences. I don't do that. We don't believe in that. We tell you how we feel, and we do a lot of laughter and we cry on our shows. We laugh. We do everything on our shows. I don't talk down to my audience. I don't believe in talking down to my audience. But I'll tell you, I'll be a little shady about how I explain stuff sometimes. I try to get a little face and we'll laugh. But I will tell you, here's what I know. And if I know this, then good luck to you. If you don't believe me, then you don't have to believe me. I don't. I'm not going to tell you. Like, I know what I know, and there are things I don't know. I'm like, I don't know about that. I have no idea. So I have no problem. If I'm wrong sometimes, I'm wrong sometimes. Like, I don't know. I don't take it so seriously, but I think respecting your audience and treating your fan base with a level of we're in this together. You said it a little earlier. That's exactly what it is. I think if the fans feel like they're included, they will follow you anywhere. They'll follow you anyway. They'll continue to follow you and respect you. They always agree with you, but they'll respect you and they'll follow you. They'll come on and watch your show. And I think that's what you want to have happen. It's like, don't talk down to them. Don't be condescending. Don't like. You just have to be. You're right. It's an art form to just being like, okay, I know you guys feel it's this way, but let me tell you my side of things. You go from there. Some of them are like, well, I believe James. James, he would know, or some like they don't believe me, and it's fine. They don't have to. I've called things out. I'll say timestamp. I've been corrected many times.
Mhm.
But I say it, I let it go. There were times I've been wrong. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, I got it. I mean, like life's gonna go on. But like my thing is kind of like, but you want to be playful with the fans. You want to be with them. You want to. I know you laugh on your shows too. And And that's the whole thing. We're here to have a good time together. A lot of folks are lonely out there. Mental health is a very big thing for me. I do a Zoom every month. It's $10. You guys come and you can talk about anything you want to. You can camera on, off, wherever. But I think mental health is very important, and mental health meaning there are a lot of folks out there who are alone or by themselves or getting over something, and they're looking for community. And we could be that for them. You can be that for them. I can be that for them. That's people may think that something this stuff we're doing is frivolous. Like, well, who gives a fuck? It's not. I think it's. I mean, for some people, I know there's some creators. For me, when I was going through my Bell's palsy and I couldn't talk, they got me through it. Their videos got me through it. Their channel got me through it. So I know if I've gotten letters, I've gotten messages. I know for a fact that me being on television, me being on social media, I mean, it has helped some people. And I'm sure you have too. We give them something to do sometimes. Some people are like, I got off of work, I have a lot of friends, I'm sitting at home, or I live somewhere very rural and I can't be gay, openly gay, or I'm in an all-white neighborhood, I can't be openly black, whatever it is. They can come on our shows, and for how long we're on here, have a good time and not be censored or not being told anything, and can talk with you about whatever you want to talk about. I think it's very important.
Yep. No, I do too. I a lot of times I sit there and I look at work or whatever, and I'm just like, people go off of work. Sometimes it's like, you know what? Let's just sit there and just hang out, laugh, enjoy some soap content, just kind of BS around for a little bit. Because let's be honest, a lot of times the work can be shit. Okay, there's a lot of things that's going on, and a lot of times you want that hour and a half, that 2 hours. You could just sit there and just forget about the world for a little bit, talk about some soaps, joke back and forth. And I think, you know what? That's a good time. Let's sit there and do it again. Because the world can not always sit there and be nice and fair. But if we have an hour and a half, whatever, sit there and just kind of laugh and joke, I don't think it's that bad.
I agree.
I like to sit there and try to think it's not that bad, you know?
It's a nice. It's especially if like this where it's interactive, where you can actually talk back. Well, we're talking. You guys are writing to us. It's different than just watching a video or watching TV. They can go. I can say something. He may see it and respond to it, or answer back, or read it out loud. That's the exciting part. When I go to people's lives, I want them to recognize I'm here. And like, oh my
Yes.
God, as I say, oh my God, it's James. And I do go to my other friends' lives. I shout out to like DC Soap Sanctuary or Shirley G Media or Additional. Like, I go to their lives. Like, it's James, our buddy James Lott Jr. Go follow. Like we say, follow him. Go follow that person. Like, it's a supportive. We're part of my community. It's like we're part of the community. And I think for folks at home, we're like I said, they have a lot of friends, or maybe they lost their whole family, or maybe they're caregiving their sick parents. They need that hour and a half to just go, I want to talk something silly, and I want to talk soap opera.
Exactly.
That's silly. Right. It's just silly. Or I see you talk about other things, some political stuff, ice cream flavors, whatever. Like whatever it is. It's like I said we talk about I do my polls and like, should I have Peruvian food? I mean, like that's like it's not an exciting conversation, but it's like it's something other than what's going on in the world, which is we're going to hell in a handbasket. So it's like it's kind of crazy out there. So like in this, like tonight, and to see you guys, you're watching us, we're talking to each other, talking to you. This is fun. I mean, this is like we're very fortunate we can do this. We're very fortunate.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very interesting time. Yes. People sit, what we were sitting there saying before, as far as that person being like, oh, well, anyone could sit there and be a YouTuber. Anyone can sit there and come on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not everyone can be a YouTuber though.
No,
Everyone can sit there and be a content creator that could sit there and build an audience and stuff like that, who could make mistakes, realize the mistakes, try to do better the next day, and have an audience that's going to sit there and be patient with them. Not everyone can do that. There's a certain art to that.
Well, there's folks that quit. I know a lot of folks who stopped.
Yeah.
Folks who left the business, stopped doing videos every day. It became too much because mentally. So folks out there, not you guys in our chat, but folks that are watching sometimes, they don't realize how you treat the content creators or the actors or whatever. It's hard on us because we're getting it tenfold. We're getting it from all places, and it really does drive people off these things. They stop. They go, I can't want to do it anymore, or they're struggling to get subscribers. They're trying to get subscribers. I think it is really, really tough to grow in here because again, there's so many options. There are a million channels. I just lucked out that I have gotten viral a couple times with some stuff. Again, there was no guarantee I would go viral on anything. I mean, it's just like I kind of did. I lucked out that I was on a network that had fans, but they knew who I was. When I came on, they were like, "This old guy." They know who I was, with gap teeth and everything. They know who I was, and I was like, and I had to win them over. And I had to make this audience go, "I'll watch the show." Why do they want to watch a show with these 4 people? They have no idea who they are about General Hospital. Who gives a fuck what we think? That's what at first that's what we're thinking. Like, we're gonna watch this dude, this straight dude, this bald black chick, this giggly white chick, and this black gay guy. Like, we're gonna watch them. Like, what am I gonna do with them? But we won them over. We had to really work at it. Like you said, you have to work at it and be a host, learn how to talk, learn how to get your ideas out there. Know your stuff, because these fans will tell you. If you don't know your shit, they'll tell you. You know that.
Oh Lord.
Right. And you said something a little earlier, kind of I want to expand on this for a second. Some folks don't actually watch the soaps. They watch us for what we talk about in the soaps. There are some fans out there who say, well, I don't have time to watch General Hospital Days of Our Lives, but your recaps, your reaction is what I watch. So I have an idea what's going on, besides being online and seeing little clips here and there. But a lot of them are like, no, we watch you so we can get the information.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you may have fans there who watch you to get the information. So I think that's also important too with that. So.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's like you said, it's very humbling. It's one of those things where it's like you feel proud of what you've done, because it's not easy for everyone. It's not easy to sit there and get negative comments. People sit there like, okay, like me and you, we've been doing this for a while, so we'll sit there and take negative comments like, oh, okay, it's just a typical Wednesday, whatever. But other people will sit there and take those comments and be like, I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe I want to sit there and stop. So, like Tracy Steve says, it's not for everyone. Not. And in all reality, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Because there's comments some days where I'm just like, well, goddamn, that's how you feel about me? I mean, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Like, Jesus
right.
Christ.
I mean, some folks are audio people. They don't like video. They don't do that. And I get that also. And so a lot of my folks are, oh, we don't have video. I go, come on my show. I'm not sure audio. I'm both. So I offer both. I offer audio and video. I did the AfterBuzz TV way. I said, I'm going to offer both. And I know, and some people are like, I don't do video. And so it's like, there's a whole thing about that. You have to really be into being comfortable with your look, comfortable with your whatever you're presenting. I never use my looks for anything. So I'm like, okay, I look like what I look like. My hair is wild, right? I'm thinking it's 8,000 degrees or whatever. It doesn't go again. But I don't, and people attack my looks. It would say, no, they all do. People do that all the time. Again, that's low-hanging fruit. It's easy to attack somebody's looks. It's easy to do that. But my thing is I'm comfortable on camera. And I don't have you're comfortable on camera, you seem. So I'm like, I don't really, doesn't bother me.
Now, what kind of advice would you sit there and give to somebody that's coming up doing YouTube soaps and stuff like that? What kind of advice you would sit there and give them?
My advice would be make sure you really want to do this. If you want to do it just part-time for fun, then do it part-time for fun. But then don't expect much. So you won't grow or anything. Just it won't be. But if you want to do this like what we're doing for real, you have to have commitment. You have to commit. You have to go in with the concept. You have to figure out. Now, I actually teach classes on this. Go to alotofhelp.com for more information. But I'll give you little pieces of that. My pieces would be just that it's hard work. Be committed. Make sure you really, really want to do this. You can always change your mind, of course. Also, your first concept can always change. You can always change your concept. People do it all the time. Shows do it all the time. It's not a big deal. Nothing has to be set in stone. And have fun. Those are the things you got to do because you may grow right away. It may take a long time. You may grow and get stuck. So I say, be careful watching the numbers. Also, be careful.
Yeah.
We all do it. We all do it. We all do. But try not to. But try not to watch numbers so much. I'm good. I'm pretty good these days, so I'm good. And I do get paid out every month from YouTube. I make enough to get paid out. That's something too. There is money opportunities. But you have to be committed, and also have to be committed to promoting your shows if you want a bigger audience. You got to promote them. You got to put it out there. You just have to. There's just things you have to do, but it's not like Albert said. You could wake up, roll over, and do a show. Sure, why not? But but if you want a good show and you want a show people are going to relate to, you have to work at it. And like he does it 5, 8, 6, 7 times a week. He's out there, he's putting in the work. And consistency.
Yeah.
That's everything. Everything. So those are my open advice. But I do actually teach classes on this. If you ever want, and they're not expensive, folks. And I also do one-on-one consulting. So just keep that in mind, guys. Everyone do it. I'll give you all the stuff you need to get yourself started.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in the game for a while, and it's funny to not to really like toot my own horn or anything like that, but I've seen people sit there and ask me like, what's your secret or whatever, what kind of advice would you sit there and give? And I just sit there and say, be consistent. If you actually want to grow, you have to be consistent. Now, if you're just doing this for funs and giggles or whatever, it's fine. Just put out a video whatever you want because it's just for fun. You're just doing it just to put something out and just to have a good time. You should have a good time with what you're doing anyway. But if you want to sit there and grow, be consistent and have fun doing it.
And have fun. I mean, that's the bottom line for anything. And going back to the first question you asked me, back to the first, I have fun. All these things I'm doing are fun. When it stops being fun, I stop doing it. Literally, I stopped doing it. I've had shows I stopped. I quit them, stopped them, dropped them. They just stopped working for me. This should be a good time. You shouldn't be dreading this. You shouldn't be like, oh, I got to do a show tonight. It should be like, I'm very excited. I got a show tonight. I'm so excited. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna talk it out. And whether you're on for half an hour or 4 hours, it doesn't matter. You should be ready to do it and want to do it and be open to the possibility of what this show can bring to you while you're sitting there. I think but fun is the most. Like some shows, we laugh, we talk about people's bodies, how hot they are, but we go to town. Yes, folks know I like me some Don Diamont on Bold, and I like me some Greg Vaughn on Days of Our Life. We talk about it on our shows all the time. We have fun with it, and folks, the stars watch our shows. That's what they do. So I was saying, Albert knows that. I mean, so you never know who's watching. So you never know who's in here. We may not say anything. They may go in your chat. They may not. But later you'll find out. Usually you'll find out later through a DM or something. I watch your show, and they'll quote something you said. You're like, oh, I did say that. It's hilarious. So I have fun with these. It's like, to me, I'm here to have fun and promote the world of soaps.
Yeah. And honestly, tell you the truth, he is so right about that. It's crazy. You sit there, you put out a video, and somebody watches it, like Nathaniel Gray, and I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I was so starstruck when I saw him. And then I don't know if you saw the video, but he came on with Evan Holst, the guy who plays Dex. Yes. I was really starstruck. I was only talking for like 2 minutes. I was so starstruck. But it was just one of those things. It was like, he knows my name.
Yeah.
I kept thinking that the whole time I was sent to talk. I was like, he knows who I am.
But it's
like,
funny. It's fun. You do a show, you never know where it's going to take you.
Yes.
You never. I mean, folks, nothing's impossible. This is just a business, in a way. I say that to me like just that everyone's human. It's a business. YouTube is vast and wide. He caught somebody's attention. He had 2 stars General Hospital on his show. That's a good accomplishment for somebody who's doing this for a couple of years. That's very good. I would say so. Did you also have somebody else in your show, or just those 2 from the show?
I think it was just those 2 from the show.
I know another show, so they got somebody on their show too by accident. But that's the whole point. We do these things. We never know grab them, and that's half the fun. That's half the fun. Where you have an impromptu. I remember he came on. I watched the show. And he came on, and he was just in his tracksuit, just in his house, smoking, talking to you. Like, that's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
that's behind the scenes, kids. That's fun shit. I mean, that's like I did a show once with Catherine Kelly Lang because I'm friends with her from her shop, Beverly Hills. She got on her phone. She's like, "Hi, James." Like, "Hey, girl, where are you?" I'm at my shop, and she was like showing the clothes. It's like fans like that stuff too. But again, you just never know where life will take you, and you know, I'm very fortunate that I can call some of those fans, those soap people, my friends, my actual friends. One of my Lotties wants my phone. I have all these numbers and stuff in it, things in it. People, you know, you guys know. But no, I'm very humbled by that. That I can text somebody and be like, "Hey, you know, I've been to somebody's house, or I've done stuff for them." Like it's you know, I'm a professional organizer for Cheryl Lee Ralph, Michelle Stafford. Like I actually work for them on things. It's like I am very humbled by that. You know, I'm very humbled by that. That they trusted me to go in their homes and in their private spaces and make their stuff organized, which I've done over the years. So it's like you never know where you start. You start one place and you never start. And Mika brings up the gates. I just want to say something briefly about that. Albert, we're both black men on the show.
Of course.
I time-stamped it. The fans are going to kill it. As soon as it comes out, I'm sure. If this show ain't everything to everybody, they're going to kill it. So I'm already waiting for the negative comments already. However, I already called it. I time-stamped it. I already called it. But however, I am excited for this venture. I know Michelle Valjean, so I know her. I'm very excited about this. She knows soaps. I am excited for a new soap opera to come, and to have black leads will be wonderful. I'm gonna give it at least 6 months before I start making major decisions about it. Because soaps you have to build an audience.
Yeah.
And I hope fans give it a chance before they tear into it. And I hope the gates comes to folks like us, Albert, the black folks in the community, and say, "Hi, help us promote this. Here's some of the stars. Here's the writers." I hope they work with us and like Tony Moore. And yes, we might be doing a Gates after show on JLJ Media. Just stay tuned. We haven't made any announcements yet, so we'll see. But I know with Neighbors, so I want to give a shout to them too. Some of you guys watch my Neighbors after show. You told me in the chat. I'm enjoying the new show. It's like Knots Landing. I love it in Australia. But I want to tell you, their people have been so kind to me. Their press people, shout out to the press, the PR, their actors have been so kind to me. That it's been a pleasure working with them. I have some more stuff coming up on the show later this month with them. And they're halfway around the world. But it's been fun getting to know the show. And that's what's like. So we need more soap operas again. There's the Boulevard that's happening now too. Another scripted drama that's happening now too with Vincent Irizarry and Joey Villasuso. I know all of them too. It's like there's some exciting stuff starting to happen. Fans, don't kill it. Don't kill it. Please don't kill it. Don't kill it. And don't ask any, and folks, don't ask any Gates questions. Albert and I don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We have no idea. Michelle Valjean has kept everything close to the vest. We don't know nothing. We know seriously. None of us creators know anything. We don't know who's going to get cast on it. We don't know who the writers are. All she said recently was the train, or just a plane has left the station. It's like the train's left the station and it's getting good. So we don't know nothing. But the show will have white characters. All they said was it'll be a lead black family. But it's not gonna be a black soap opera. Apparently it's supposed to be other characters on it too. So I am curious about the makeup. I assume it's like a Shonda Rhimes project where it's very diverse. Like a How to Get Away with Murder or Scandal or Grey's Anatomy, where there are black characters and white characters. And all. But it's just that she says that most of the leads, some of them will be black. That's what I heard. But who knows? We will find out. Other than that, we know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Don't. But I figure I just put that up there since he asked that.
We're black folks, so who's going to ask us? Of course. But I'm just saying that. Well, you know, they're keeping everything very close to the vest. So none's been let out, and I got a lot of folks in business I talk to, and our buzz, and literally nobody knows nothing. It's very tight-lipped, Solomon. We don't know yet. We'll see what happens. It's very. As soon as I know anything, I'll share with you guys. I'm sure Albert will do the same thing. What? But so far, it is very. Right now, I think they're assembling the team, the writers. I have no idea about the actors. I have no idea yet.
Well, again, I want to sit there and thank you for coming through. Like I said, I started doing these live streams because I got on your channel. And, you know, you taught me so much, and I'm still learning from you. I'm still sitting there crafting into my own, but it's because of you that I started doing these live streams. It's because of you that DC and Kyrie's and everyone else have been doing that. So, flowers to you, big hats off to you. And I
Appreciate
am
that.
proud to sit there and call you my mentor. I'm still learning from you. So just
Thank you.
thank you.
I appreciate that. You're very welcome. I appreciate that. I'm here for you. You know that. And anybody else out there wants to come talk to me, I'm here. I'm always here. It's a community. It's a village. I'm part of village mentality, and so I think it's really important that we do help each other out. And so, thank you very much for the kind words.
Of course. Listen, I mean, we may not always agree on everything, other ways we go about things or views and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, you got my back, I got your back. Um, if anybody's gonna sit there and come at you, it's gonna be me. It's not gonna be anybody else. So nobody else gets to sit there and come at James, okay? So just stop that shit right now. I'm the only person that's allowed to come at James. Um, but definitely show him love. Definitely go to his channel. I did put it in the my community
Yes,
post,
yes.
but definitely, yeah, but definitely check out James. Check out his classes. Check out his Patreon. Um, I'm kind of here because of the wisdom I got from James. So
Come on over,
just
folks.
all keep exactly. Just all keep that in mind. But don't stay though. I mean, you can go over to James, but just make sure that you come back to your boy. You
That's right.
know,
That's right. But come on over. Come on over. Come on over, baby. Yeah, come on over. It's fun.
yes.
The water's fine. The water's fine. Want to be but
Just don't stay over there. But
don't
you
stay
can go over there. Just hang
that
out.
long.
Yeah.
It's that long, but you come over.
But seriously, thank you for coming through, though, James. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. You just came back, but we appreciate you coming on tonight. I appreciate you coming on tonight. So thank you for sharing your wisdom and just your awesomeness. So
Thank you very much. My pleasure. I'll always come on when you ask. Hi, everybody in the chat room. Thanks for all the love you're showing me right now in the chat room. I love it. And showing him. I appreciate it. But if you guys are new, come on and check me out. At least subscribe to my channel. You can watch him live and watch me later. You can always do that.
yeah, no, definitely subscribe to James. I'll be making a point of that. And again, don't come at my boy with all that hate. That's just my
Yeah.
thing. Show him some love. He's good people. He's my people. So
Yes. Yes.
But yes, everyone have a great night and follow James again because I will be Smith there talking about it.